Keanu Reeves was standing in a regular line for a Big Mac, blending in without attracting much attention, when a terrified boy suddenly ran up to him, desperately pleading for help. No one in that bustling restaurant suspected that this moment would spark an incredible story, one that would turn several lives upside down. Friends, before we delve into this touching story about the power of kindness and sincerity, allow me to ask just one small favor. If you resonate with uplifting narratives and value genuine actions that remind us of our shared humanity, please subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and drop a comment. Your support shows that there's always room for compassion in this world. We now find ourselves in a busy McDonald's in a large city. The place has tall glass walls letting in a soft, comforting light despite the constant beeping of cash registers and the hum of conversation. People are rushing to place orders, some on their way to work, some tired after classes, and others here with family to share a warm meal. Among them is Keanu Reeves, dressed simply in dark jeans, a modest jacket, and casual sneakers. Nobody seems to realize he's the famous actor admired by millions. Right now, he's just a regular guy, smiling politely as he waits for a cashier to take his order. He notices a little boy, later revealed to be named Leon, nervously darting between tables. The child looks frightened, his eyes filled with alarm, his clothes hastily thrown on as though he left home in a rush. He can't be more than 10 years old. Leon edges closer, finally stopping in front of Keanu, gazing up at him with a mix of dread and hope. "Please, help me," the boy manages between gasps. "You're a grown-up. I don't know who else to turn to." Keanu bends down, gently placing a hand on the child's shoulder. He speaks quietly so as not to draw too much attention. "What's wrong, buddy? Are you okay?" Leon struggles with his words. Fear flickers in his eyes like he's worried someone might be eavesdropping. "There's a man following me. He said awful things about my family, threatened me if I didn't." At this, the boy chokes up, tears threatening to surface. I'm really scared." Keanu's heart twists. He recognizes real terror in Leon's eyes, not the usual childhood anxiety from a simple misunderstanding. Before Keanu can ask more, he sees a tall, scowling man enter the restaurant. The man's gaze is cold and predatory, and as soon as he spots Leon, he steps toward him. It turns out this man is Leon's stepfather, tense jaw, stony gaze, every movement radiating anger. The instant Leon sees him, he recoils, trying to hide behind Keanu's back. It's clear the boy is utterly afraid of this person. The stepfather sneers, "So here you are, you little coward." His glare shifts to Keanu. "And who do you think you are? Mind your own business. This is a family matter." Keanu calmly studies the man, trying to gauge how serious the situation is. "Look, I think we can discuss this without threats and insults." The kid is obviously terrified. Terrified? The man practically spits the word. He'll be even more scared if he doesn't learn to obey. His tone is venomous, oblivious to the fact that some of the onlookers have begun paying close attention to his outburst. Leon clings to Keanu's arm. "Please. He's always humiliating me. He says I'm weak, just like Mom. Says if I'm young, I can't do anything." A hush falls across the McDonald's, some have stopped eating mid-bite, and the staff and customers look on in uneasy silence, sensing the tension. The stepfather, feeling the prying eyes on him, decides to assert his superiority even louder. "Why are you all staring?" he growls. "He's my stepson. I can raise him however I see fit." His voice rises, as though he believes he's the only one with any authority here. Keanu notices the boy trembling from head to toe. Leon's mind is clearly drifting into haunted memories. He recalls how his mother endures constant tension at home, forced to stay for his sake. Leon is sensitive and impressionable, dreaming once of becoming a comic book artist. He even drew some funny sketches but was mocked by his stepfather for wasting time. That cruel voice in Leon's head still reverberates. Another stupid idea. Do something worthwhile. The memory makes tears well up again. Don't even think about crying, the man snarls upon seeing Leon's watery eyes. How many times have I told you, no tears if you want to be a man? Keanu steps in, voice gentle but firm, that's enough. If you truly want what's best for him, you should show some respect. Shouting and humiliating won't make anyone stronger. Oh, you think so? The stepfather barks, jabbing a finger at Keanu. I'll knock you flat if you stick your nose where it doesn't belong. A murmur rises among the crowd, who is that guy? Why is he so calm? Wait, he looks like, but no one has yet realized it's actually Keanu Reeves. Undeterred, Keanu remains steady, protecting Leon as tension thickens. Keanu knows that if he can't defuse this situation, things may escalate. He moves slightly in front of Leon. Listen, I don't want to fight with you. But please, control yourself. No one deserves this treatment. The stepfather scoffs, control myself? I can do whatever I want. That kid is my stepson, and you, whoever you are, had better back off if you know what's good for you. His aggression is obvious. One by one, customers consider calling security or the police, but no one dares to act openly. Some staff attempt to summon the manager, but she hesitates, whispering with an assistant and clearly nervous about confronting an unhinged customer. Leon grows terrified, fearing his stepfather's rage could explode at any moment. Suddenly, he recalls another painful memory. On his own birthday, the same man screamed at him for wasting family money on useless toys. Leon had trembled then, trying not to cry because men don't cry. The pitying looks of guests lingered in his memory, and he remembers how his mother wept all night in the kitchen, thinking Leon was asleep and unaware. Noticing the boy retreating into dark thoughts, Keanu gently touches his shoulder. Leon, hey, look at me. It's going to be alright. I promise things will change. The stepfather sneers, that's ridiculous. Nothing's going to change if the kid's a weakling. And you're no better, Mr. Nice Guy. In that moment, Keanu flashes back to his own struggles before fame, times when he faced disbelief and humiliation, told he was too ordinary and unlikely to succeed. Yet those experiences taught him that one genuine show of support can empower a person to overcome even the darkest situations. You're mistaken, Keanu says quietly. A person's strength doesn't lie in yelling or belittling others. It's about helping them. I believe everyone can become better. The stepfather smirks like he's on the brink of physical confrontation. How about we take this outside, hero? Let's see if you're still so brave. Keanu glances at Leon, clinging to his side for dear life. Would it be wiser to wait for security, or follow the man out and risk a fight? Just then, a middle-aged woman carrying a tray steps forward, her voice quavering but loud enough. Hey, why are you shouting at a kid in front of everyone? Leave him alone. The man snaps back, shut up. This is none of your business. She falters, aware he may now direct his fury at her. But her courage encourages others. Someone else across the restaurant chimes in support, others nodding. A hint of solidarity appears in the crowd. The woman urges someone to find the manager. Indeed, the manager, this time a young woman named Alice, finally comes forward, though clearly unsure how to handle such hostility. Excuse me, sir, she addresses the stepfather, I need you to calm down, or we'll have to call the police. He just snorts, call whoever you want. Nobody tells me how to raise my stepson. A twisted sense of enjoyment flickers in his eyes. He thrives on intimidation. He's long believed fear is the best way to maintain control. It's easy to see he revels in this public attention, no matter how negative. Keanu turns to the manager, could you take the boy somewhere quieter, at least for a moment? He's clearly terrified. I'll talk to this gentleman. Alice nods. She invites Leon to come with her, and he reluctantly releases Keanu's arm, still glancing back at the protector like he's afraid Keanu might vanish. But Keanu smiles reassuringly and murmurs, "I'll be fine. Go ahead." Leon leaves with Alice. People shuffle aside, giving Keanu and the stepfather a small space in which to face off. "So, hero," the man snarls, "everyone's on your side, so let's see you work a miracle and fix me. You want to change my mind?" Keanu returns his gaze evenly, "I don't want to fix you. I'm just asking for some humanity. Your stepson is scared and miserable. One day he'll grow up with deep scars." "Oh, spare me the lecture," the man cuts him off with a dismissive snort. "Who are you to tell me how to run my life? Think you're tough?" Suddenly, someone from the crowd exclaims, "Wait, that's Keanu Reeves." The restaurant falls silent. Several people recognize him, but Leon's stepfather appears clueless. "Keanu Reeves," he scoffs. "You're all nuts." But he takes a closer look, comparing the man's features to what he's seen online or on posters. Realization dawns that this is indeed the widely beloved actor, known for his roles and humble nature. The stepfather's bravado falters slightly. He looks away, though he tries to mask it with fresh aggression. "So what if you're some star?" he growls, his voice losing the prior certainty. "You still have no right to meddle in my affairs." Keanu remains composed. "You're right that your life is your own. But the moment it causes someone else to live in fear and pain, it becomes more than just your private business. Everyone has the right to be treated with respect, especially a child." A few people in the crowd applaud softly. Seeing the stares on him, the man becomes edgy. He hadn't expected to face such a spotlight, let alone from a world-famous personality. The middle-aged woman from before quietly suggests, "Let's all settle down, please. Everyone here just wants to eat in peace." The stepfather's anger flares in his eyes, but not as fiercely. He's thrown off balance by this sudden wave of shame. He glances around, searching for Leon, who's still out of sight with the manager. The man's confidence cracks. While Keanu and the stepfather process this dramatic shift, the restaurant manager, a more experienced male staffer with a name badge, finally intervenes, asking people to remain calm. He approaches the stepfather. "Sir, please step outside so you don't disturb our other guests." The man grumbles, "Fine, I'm leaving. You don't want me fighting, Mr. Movie Star, in here." He storms out through the doors of McDonald's. Keanu promptly asks the manager, "Could I see the boy? I want to make sure he's alright." The manager nods and leads Keanu to a small staff room. There sits Leon with Alice. The boy grips a cup of water, trying to keep tears at bay and act tough. But it's clear he's shaken. "Hey, Leon," Keanu says quietly, pulling up a chair beside him, "are you okay?" Leon wipes his face on his sleeve. "Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. I didn't know who else to turn to." "He's always like that," Keanu sighs, "I'm glad you came to me. No one should have to face threats alone. Asking for help doesn't mean you're weak, it can take more courage than people realize." Leon nods, but still looks wary of the world. Memories of his stepfather's words echo, "Everyone's a hypocrite, they smile at you, then turn on you. Trust only yourself." Leon has lived in a state of constant guard. He looks at Keanu hesitantly. "Are you, really, well, that actor?" Keanu offers a small smile. "Yes, I act in films. But that's not what's important right now. What matters is I care that you're safe." Alice quietly suggests, "Mr. Reeves, is there anything you can do to help him? Should we call the police or try to talk to his mother?" Keanu considers. They could call the police right away, but it might escalate things at home. He wants to tread carefully. "Let's start with a civilized conversation," he replies. "I'd like to speak to Leon's mother, to see what's really going on. Maybe calm his stepfather down. If he's reasonable, he might see how damaging his behavior is. He's never changed before." Leon's voice quivers. I stopped believing things would get better. He just gets meaner. Keanu feels a pang in his chest for this child forced to grow up with fear. But he tries to reassure Leon, when I was around your age, I felt powerless too. But then I realized, you have to be brave enough to seek help. And there are people who do care. You went through the same thing? Leon asks, surprised. Not exactly, Keanu admits, but I had tough times. I felt very alone at points, and if I hadn't met a few kind souls, I might have gone down the wrong path. Tears well up in Leon's eyes again, tears of relief this time, seeing that someone genuinely understands him. Once Leon settles a bit, Alice offers him a cup of warm tea, and Keanu takes out his phone. Let's call your mom, he suggests. Leon wordlessly hands him a slip of paper with a phone number. Keanu dials. After a few rings, a woman answers, hello. Who is this? Hi, my name is Keanu. I'm here with your son, Leon, at McDonald's. What? Leon, the woman's voice jumps anxiously. Is he alright? He's safe, ma'am, but we need to talk. Could you come here? Your husband is also here, but I think it's best we avoid a scene. I'll be right there. A few minutes later, the stepfather re-enters the restaurant, presumably looking for Leon. Spotting Keanu, he clenches his fists but seems wary of igniting another public spectacle. Alice warns him that if he continues acting out, they'll call the police. He glowers but slumps into a far corner, radiating resentment. Keanu keeps a watchful eye on him. About half an hour passes. During this time, a handful of customers approach Keanu for autographs or simply to praise his actions. He politely acknowledges them but urges minimal fuss. He doesn't want Leon feeling exposed or turned into a spectacle. At last, a woman in simple attire rushes through the doors. Her face is drawn with worry. She speaks briefly with the manager, who points her to the staff room. She hurries in and sees Leon by the table, sitting next to an unfamiliar man. Leon, honey, are you okay? He grips his mother's hand as though frightened she'll vanish if he lets go. She looks at Keanu. Wait, are you really him? It doesn't matter who I am, Keanu replies quietly. What matters is making sure you and Leon are safe. Can you tell me what's happening at home? She lowers her gaze. It's complicated. My husband is very short-tempered. I've tried talking to him, but he's convinced the boy needs toughening up. I don't agree, but I'm afraid. Sometimes it's easier to stay quiet than trigger his anger. Tears brim in her eyes. Leon, seeing his mom so upset, feels his own tears returning. Keanu's sympathy wells up. He realizes they need more than comforting words. I'm not a counselor, he says, but maybe you could get support, social services or a specialist. If your husband refuses to change, he could seriously harm Leon. She nods. I tried a few times. He told me it's all nonsense. Says we're just too weak. I only work part-time, and I can't afford rent by myself. If I leave, we might be on the street. Keanu ponders the best way to offer real help instead of false promises. Determination sparks in his eyes. I have some friends involved in volunteer projects for families in crisis. If you're willing, I can connect you with them, and together we'll find a safe way out. You don't have to remain trapped in this situation. She glances at him, torn between gratitude and fear. I don't know what to say. It's so unexpected. I never thought someone like you would help an ordinary family. He smiles gently. I'm just another person. I happen to have resources and friends who can assist. The crucial step is your decision to accept help. The woman exhales, and a faint flicker of hope appears. Leon stays close to her, picturing an escape from this abusive environment. At that moment, the door suddenly swings open. There stands the stepfather, face twisted in rage. What are you plotting behind my back? He shouts. Making plans to run off. His voice cracks with fury. The mother tenses, Leon clings to her. Keanu stands, calm down. No one is plotting. We're just trying to find a solution where nobody has to live in fear. Like I care what you're trying to do, the man yells, stepping aggressively toward Keanu. You think being famous means you can interfere in my family? The manager and a few sturdy employees appear in the doorway, alongside the police. Someone evidently made the call. Seeing the uniforms, the stepfather's rage wanes. So you called the cops, he mutters angrily. A tall officer addresses him, Sir, we got a report of threats in a public establishment. Please take a seat. Let's handle this calmly. The man tries an innocent act, it's all exaggerated. We had a small argument. That's my stepson. I can raise him how I want, this is all blown out of proportion. Keanu steps forward, maintaining a level tone, Officer, please be mindful. The child and his mother are frightened. They need protection. This might not require a direct arrest, but they do need help if their home life is dangerous. The officer, recognizing Keanu but staying professional, responds, Understood, sir. We'll document everything. Ma'am, he turns to Leon's mother, would you like to file a formal complaint? She hesitates, torn between fear of losing financial stability and the desire to protect her son. She looks at her husband, at Leon, then at Keanu. Finally, she inhales, yes. I'm ready to file a statement, but I want to know what kind of protection is available. The stepfather instantly tries to defend himself, she's making it all up. I'm just toughening the boy. She's too soft. His fist trembles with restrained anger. She always complains about everything. The officer motions for him to calm down, Sir, we can see signs of serious threats here. Let's move to the dining area to get an official account. He glances at his wife, at Leon, and glares at Keanu. Humiliation burns in his eyes, his claim to authority is crumbling under the weight of public scrutiny and a well-known actor's intervention. He allows the officer to lead him away. Keanu turns to Leon and his mother, stay strong. This isn't easy, but I'll do whatever I can to help. Customers in the restaurant watch from afar, quietly discussing the scene. Many admire Keanu's compassionate, calm demeanor. Keanu tries to remain low-key, not wanting to overwhelm Leon with attention. Eventually, the police and the manager sort out statements. Leon's mother signs a complaint expressing fear for her safety. The stepfather simmers with resentment while an officer methodically logs his excuses. Before long, he's escorted away, at least for today, preventing any further harassment. Realizing he's done what can be done right now, Keanu asks for the woman's contact information, determined to follow up. They exchange phone numbers. I'll call you tomorrow, Keanu promises softly. We'll talk through all the options. She thanks him repeatedly. Leon, eyes shining, hugs Keanu, a shy, tentative hug, as if he's never embraced anyone outside his family before. But Keanu has become a real-life hero. With the immediate crisis over, McDonald's gradually returns to normal. People resume eating, whispering about what they just witnessed. The manager and Alice thank Keanu for preventing a possible violent confrontation. He, in turn, thanks them for giving Leon a safe space. This public stand may have been the only way to expose what was happening behind closed doors. Finally, Keanu realizes it's best if he takes his food to go. He approaches the counter for a coffee. The cashier, handing it over, says with a smile, "Thank you for what you did, Mr. Reeves. You're an inspiration." Keanu seems a bit flustered. "I just did what anyone should do," he replies, then heads for the exit. At the door, Leon runs after him. The boy looks up, relief and gratitude mixed in his gaze. "Mr. Reeves, I don't know how to thank you." "Just keep living," Keanu says warmly. "And never be afraid to ask for help. You've already shown how brave you are by coming to me." Things will get better. Leon nods, determined to remember this moment forever. As Keanu walks away, the boy stands rooted to the spot, overwhelmed by the emotions of the day. A few days later comes the resolution. Keanu calls Leon's mother and connects her with an organization dedicated to helping people in crisis situations. They arrange temporary housing for her and Leon at a shelter for survivors of domestic violence. They also line up a lawyer willing to assist with legal matters. Leon returns to school feeling more secure, bolstered by the knowledge he has support. Keanu even promises to visit him with a comic artist friend to inspire Leon's creativity. Someone's phone recording of Keanu standing up for the boy circulates online, garnering positive comments and gratitude. Journalists reach out, but Keanu simply says, "I didn't do anything extraordinary. I just believe children shouldn't be treated cruelly. If we can stop injustice, we should, no matter our status or fame." Leon is gradually coming out of his shell, feeling a surge of confidence. He sometimes calls Keanu, talking about how he's studying drawing more seriously, watching tutorials. His mother, too, notes she hasn't seen him this hopeful and at peace for a long time. They cling to the opportunity to escape a toxic relationship. In the end, we see how one unexpected action, an everyday act of compassion, can trigger lasting change. Kindness and empathy are not mere abstractions but tangible forces that can alter people's destinies. You don't have to be a globally recognized star to offer help. You just need the willingness not to turn away. Sometimes it only takes a single step to protect those who can't stand up for themselves. That step can be as simple as listening, offering comfort, or calling for backup. But such small gestures of kindness become the bedrock for big transformations. Maybe today someone around you needs that helping hand, and by providing it, you'll make the world one more heartwarming story richer. If this story touched you, think about how powerful a single act of compassion can be. Often we see an injustice and say, "That's not my business." But as Keanu Reeves demonstrated, one good deed can change a life. Share this video with friends, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Together, we can build a chain of kindness that makes a real difference.